Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the next game in the 1987 American League replay. Another game on the May 23rd date, and this one will pit the Chicago White Sox against the Boston Red Sox. You can pick your favorite sock on this one. And it's going to be Floyd Bannister for the Chicago White Sox against Al Nipper for the Boston Red Sox. It's game number 279 on the replay. Hello, Jeffrey. Good to see you. Hope you are feeling okay. Of course, much like you used to do. There you go. Got to have my coffee. Can't play without it. Not in the morning, anyway. Fenway Park, ballpark effects. Singles are 1 to 19 for left, 1 to 15 for right. Homers 1 to 7 for left, 1 to 10 for right. Chicago enters the game 18 and 19. Boston enters the game 16 and 24. Both pitchers are going to have trouble holding the running game. Nipper is a +3. He's a +4 with Gedman's -1, makes him a +3. Bannister is a +1. He is a -2, but Hassey's a +3 arm. So could see some running, although neither one of these teams are that big on running. Gedman has a passball rating of 12, and Hassey a passball rating of 4. Again, Carlton Fisk is in left field for this game. Hello, Philip, and hello, Bob. Hello, Joel. Good to see you. Oh, I didn't know you were on the West Coast, Joel. I wasn't sure where you were located. But thank you for joining me early, if you want to call it that. It's 9:13 here, or 9. What is it? 9:11. It's 10 after, almost 12 after 9 now on the East Coast. Of course, got the game on the computer, so we're ready to score it as we play it and get you those stats. Yes, Tim, I saw that right before I came up here. Robert Redford did. I think it was 80, let's say 89 or 87 or something like that. Yeah, that was there might be some people on YouTube doing a natural tribute game or something. Hello, Bill. Good to see you. So, hope the weather's better where you are than it is here. It's overcast, rainy, low 60s. Kind of a murky kind of day. We're supposed to get anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain today and into tomorrow, and then it warms up again in the low 80s by the weekend. So, but today it's a good day to be inside and play Strat-O-Matic, to be honest with you. Not much we can do outside today unless you have your galoshes or something out. All right, so let's go to the Strat-O-Matic computer and get these numbers for you. Al Nipper, 4-3 on the replay with a 5.17 earned run average. He was 5.43 real world. 54 innings pitched, 62 hits, 19 walks, 39 strikeouts. And leading off will be Daryl, Please Come to Boston. Very ironic that the first Chicago player in a game in Boston has the name Boston. So there you go. He is hitting .320 on the replay, doing very well for himself as Daryl Boston. 5 homers, 16 driven in. He hit .258 real world. And we are ready to go from Fenway. That's a 2-7. And that's going to be a solid single for Daryl Boston. He continues his hot hitting. And if he's looking to run, it's a good matchup with that Al Nipper being at +3. Certainly it's going to a Nipper and Gedman combination +3. So to get the lead, he needs a 2 through 7 or an 11 to get that lead. And he does. So he gets the lead. And let's look at Boston's numbers as far as stolen bases on the replay versus real world. Let's see here. In real world, he stole 12 bases, got caught 6 times. In the replay, he stolen 5 bases, got caught 5 times. All right, so it's a 15. Being held is a 13, but that +3 makes it a 16. 1 to 16. Gedman's T rating is a 15, though. So if this is a 1, 2, or 3, it could be a throw in there, but they're still going to try to get him out. 1 to 16, he's safe, though. And he's in there. Stolen base for Boston, his 6th stolen base of the season. And he's in scoring position with nobody out for Gary Reedus. Reedus hitting .260 on the replay. 4 homers, 13 driven in, hit .236 real world. Nipper. 3-8 to Reedus, and that's a base on balls. So not a good start for Nipper. First 2 are on, nobody out for the questionable Hall of Famer Harold Baines. Baines hitting 273 on the replay, a homer and 7 driven in. Hit 293 real world. Infield looking for the double play. 4-9. It's a pop up to first base, so everybody's got to stand pat as Nipper gets him to pop it up to Bill Buckner. This is the second game in a row that Dwight Evans is not playing, but he is on the roster, so he must have a nagging injury of some sort, I would assume, as they have in right field Dave Henderson for this game. All right, here's Greg Walker, hitting 217 on the replay, 3 homers, 14 driven in, hit 256 real world. Double play will get Nipper out of the inning. It's a 3-7, and it's a strikeout, so it's not a double play, but he'll take the strikeout, I'm sure. It's 2 away, and it's up to Ron Hassey, the catcher. Hassey hitting 233 on the replay, a homer and 7 driven in. He hit 214 real world. So first and second clutch situation, and in a clutch, he loses a hit on 1-6. Right there, that's an anti-clutch result. And also on 2-3. That's a 4-7, however, and he's going to come through. 1-6 is a double, 7-20 is a single. That's a single, 2 stars. So Boston will score. Reedus will take third, and Ron Hassey comes through with an RBI single. White Sox lead it 1-0 as they strike first against Al Nipper. And that'll bring up Carlton Fisk playing in left field for this game. Fisk hitting 270 on the replay, 4 homers, 15 driven in. He hit 256 real world. It's a 3-3, and that's going to be a ballpark single check where Fenway is really good, 1-15, and that is a 15. Base hit for Fisk as he haunts his old mates. And RBI single drives in Reedus. It's 2-0 White Sox. Stopping at second is Hassey. 2-0 Chicago. And here's Tim Hewlett. Hewlett hitting 216 on the replay. 4 homers, 14 driven in. He at 217 real world. That's a 1. Chance of a wild pitch for Nipper. His wild pitch rating is a 6. 1-6, he'll uncork a wild pitch. He does not. It is blocked by Gedman. So Nipper will toss it in. 3-11. That's bad news. Hewlett's going to crunch that one. 1-18 for a double. That's a 15. It's a double, 2-star double. So Fisk will have to stop at third base. But scoring is Hassey, and it's 3-0 White Sox right out of the chute. Nipper cannot get that third out for whatever reason. Second and third, 2 outs for Fred Manrique, second baseman. He's hitting 239 on the replay, a homer, 7 driven in. Hit 258 real world. Nipper, another 1, another chance at a wild pitch. He's again a 6. And that's a 12. So that saved a run. That would have been a run, but Gedman has saved it. 1-3, and that's a pop up to third. Boggs will snag it to end the inning, but a 3 spot for the Chicago White Sox. And they have staked their ace pitcher, Floyd Bannister, with a 3-0 lead going into the bottom of the first. Bannister on the replay is 4-0. The ERA of 2.31. 62 innings pitched, 46 hits, 13 walks, and 34 strikeouts. He was 358 real world, 16-11. So he's really pitching above his skis in this replay so far. And he's been given a 3-0 lead. So good chance for him to go to 5-0 in this replay. Here's Ellis Burks. He's struggled from the beginning since he came in, or since he got brought up. He is really having a hard time hitting 198 in the replay, a homer and 7 driven in. He at 272 real world against the lefty Bannister. 310, and that's a ballpark single. That'll certainly, well, it won't. Look at that. That's the way it's been going for Ellis Burks. Ballpark single is 1-15. That's a 16. When you're going bad, you just get rolls like that. It's just part of what's going on here. So ground ball to short, and there's 1 away. That's when you know you're not. That's when you know you're having a rough time, when you can't get a D20 to show up 1-15. All right, here is Ed Romero, shortstop. He's hitting 301, no homers, 8 driven in. He hit 272 real world. 3-6, and that's a pop up to first. Greg Walker will casually take care of that. 2 down for Wade Boggs. Boggs doing Wade Boggs things. He's hitting 348, 9 homers, 19 driven in. Hit 363 real world. 410 lefty on lefty. That's a ballpark single check again. And this one's a 1-19, so you knew Boggs was going to get the hit right there. Boggs, a really good hitter, no question about it. Of course, playing in Fenway for all those years certainly didn't hurt his average at all. Here is Don Baylor, designated hitter. He's hitting 240, 5 homers, 20 driven in. Hit 245 real world. Boggs not being held and not going anywhere. It's a 2-6, and that's a ground ball to short. That will end the inning. Ian takes care of it. Red Sox go rather meekly in the first. We go to the second, still 3-0 Chicago. Nipper will try to do some better work here in the second inning. Number 9 hitter Ozzie Guillen to lead it off. Shortstop. And on the replay, Guillen checks in 256, a homer, 11 driven in. He had 279 real world. That's a 3-9, and that's going to be a ground ball to second. And that's going to be handled by second baseman Marty Barrett. I forgot to write his second base in there, didn't I? That was pretty weird. So ground out to second. 1 away. Usually what I do is as soon as this game is over and the stream is over, I go immediately and fill out the score sheet for the next game so I have it ahead of time ready for me in the morning. And I was filling this all out yesterday and just for whatever reason forgot to put Barrett's second base position there. That was kind of weird. All right, here's Daryl Boston. 4-7 left-handed nipper. 1-6 is a double, but 7-20 is a single. So it's a base hit for Boston. He's 2 for 2. He already stole 1 base, so he's going to try to do it again. Sometimes twice is just as nice. Needs a 2 through 7 or an 11. And he'll get that lead again. Again, it's a 1-16. And 15, he just did it, but he's in there. 7th stolen base of the season, 2nd of the game for Daryl Boston. As the White Sox are not letting up on the throttle whatsoever. It's only 3-0, and in Fenway Park, 3 runs is nothing in Fenway Park. So here is Gary Reedus. Reedus walked his first chance. 2-6 for Reedus. Ground ball shortstop A. And again, you don't always steal to get the runner in scoring position. Sometimes you steal to avoid the double play. That's exactly what they did right there. That ground ball shortstop A would have ended the inning if not for the stolen base. So there's other reasons to steal other than just getting the guy. Obviously getting the guy in scoring position is the major factor, but there are also little smaller factors that sometimes don't go noticed, but that's one of them right there. All right, here's Harold Baines. Clutch situation for Baines. He's an anti-clutch. 1-7 and 1-11, he loses a hit. 2-3, he loses a hit. 3-10, he loses a hit. And 3-4, he loses a hit. So you talk about anti-clutch. Definitely anti-clutch. 4-9, it's a pop-up to first. That's what he did the first time. He had a 4-9 the first time he came to bat. He did it again. So as that pop singer once sang, oops, he did it again. And it's even sad that I know that, but I am the keeper of useless knowledge in this brain. So here's Jim Rice to start the bottom of the second. Hello, Sean. Good to see you. Bottom of the second, Jim Rice hitting 318 on the replay. 3 homers, 19 driven in. He had 277 real world. 5-8 against Bannister as a fly ball to right field. Reedus puts it away. 1 down for Billy Buck. Bill Buckner hitting 257 on the replay. 3 homers, 20 driven in. Hit 286 real world. Lefty on lefty matchup, 5-6. And Buckner's going to come through. That's going to be a base hit for Billy Buck. He, of course, will not be held. He hobbles around the bases, so no threat to steal. Here's Hindu, Dave Henderson. He is hitting 232 on the replay. 7 homers, 20 driven in. He hit 234 real world. 210, and that is a ground ball shortstop A. So, like I said, a lot of times you steal to avoid this, but you're not going to steal with Buckner, obviously. So there's no chance there. That's just going to be a 6-4-3 double play to take care of business, as BTO would sing. And Bannister certainly doing that, taking care of the Red Sox. We go to the top of the third. Still a 3-0 Chicago lead. And Greg Walker struck out his first time up, the only strikeout Nipper has recorded. It's a 4-7, and not this time. 1-6 is a double, 7-20 is a single. That's a 1, so it's a leadoff double for Greg Walker. And wonder how long Al Nipper can survive here. He's in rough waters early on. Here's Ron Hassey. 2-9 for Hassey. That's a line out to first base, hit it hard, but right to Buckner. And there's one away. And that'll bring up Pudge Fisk. He had that big, or he had an RBI single, not a big RBI single, but he had an RBI single in the first. That's a 2, chance for balk or pass ball. Nipper's balk rating 0. Pass ball rating on Gedman is a 12. So they're going to the balk rating, which helps Boston out. No balk. 6-10, and that is a ground ball third base X, so chance for Wade Boggs to maybe turn 2 here. 2E16. Well, he can't turn 2. The runners at second. 2E16. 2-19, he'll get to that. Get our charts out here for the third base. That's an 8, and he is an E16. There's a 7, but no 8, so it will be a ground ball with Walker holding at second base. 2 down. And that'll send up Tim Hewlett. Hewlett had an RBI double his first time up. Five, 7, and that is a ground ball second base X. Looking at Marty Barrett, he's a 2E11. 2-16, he'll get to that, but this is a 14, so that could be problematic. He's an E11. E11, there's a 15, 17, and 18, but no 14, so Barrett able to make the play to end the inning. Keep the Sox off the board with any further damage. Go to the bottom of the third, 3-0, favor of the Pale Hose. And due up for the Red Sox will be Marty Barrett, who just made that play. Barrett's hitting 287 on the replay. No homer, 6 driven in. He had 293 real world. 3-8 against the lefty is a solid single for Marty Barrett. Leadoff single. Barrett could get the lead. Needs a 4 to do so, but if he gets the lead, he's got a very good chance to steal. Does not get the lead. He will hold. Here's Rich Gedman. Lefty on lefty matchup for Gedman. He's hitting 189 on the replay. No homers, 5 driven in. Hit 205 real world. 6-5 as a fly ball to center. And Darrell Boston will haul that in. 1 away. Flips the order back to the top of the page for Ellis Burks. Burks grounded to short in his first at bat. Get a 2-7, and he's going to strike out right here. That's the first strikeout for Bannister. Took him 3 innings to get it, but he finally got one. And that'll bring up Ed Romero. No relation to Cesar Romero, as far as I know. 6-10, and that is a ground ball third base X. Looking at Hewlett, he's a 4E22. 4 and a 5 is bad news. Devil Die shows up again. Hello, Bart and Scooney. Good to see both you guys, and Chuck as well. Let's see. 4 and a 5 is bad news. That's a base hit. Devil Die strikes again. That's going to be a base hit, and it's going to be 4 and a 5 is an SI1. So just a 1 base advancement, but we're checking the error as well. Checking the error chance as well. Let's see here. Now I just got distracted who I was checking on. I think I said third base X, didn't I? I think it was. Now I'm trying to get my mind. Yeah, I think I rolled the 10 here. 6-10 here was the third base X. So we're checking Boggs. Boggs is an E16, and that's a 10. There is no error on a 10. So no error on the play, just a single 1 star. puts runners at first and second with 2 outs. And actually, it's not. It's Hewlett. It's not. It's E22 in the 10. There is still no. With an E22, there's still no 10. So we're still in the same boat. But now Wade Boggs is up as the tying run. He singled his first time up. See what he can do here against Bannister. 5-8, and that's a fly ball to right field. Reedus hauls it in, and again, the Red Sox leave a couple of guys on and can't come through. Their best hitter, Wade Boggs, could not do it. So we go to the top of the 4th. Still 3-0 Chicago. Nipper, his fatigue is a 6. Bannister's fatigue inning is the 7th. It'll be Fred Manrique. 6-5. And that's a 1-17 home run, but Manrique has weak power against right-handers. Weak power against both, actually. Manrique only had 4 home runs, but he's got to get them off his own card. He can't do it off the pitcher card. So instead of a home run, it will just simply be a leadoff single for Manrique. So Manrique is aboard. He could try to run. Needs a 6 or a 7 to grab that lead. And he gets the 7, but it's also a 2, which means we're checking Nipper for a balk. Nipper has no balk rating, but that result means Manrique could not establish a good lead, so he will have to hold now. And here's Ozzie Guillen. Hey, the driving trio. I've not seen you before. Good, welcome aboard. Glad you could join us for this morning game. Here's Ozzie Guillen. 3-3 against Nipper. That's a pop up to second. Barney Barrett has it, 1 away. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order for Daryl Boston, who's 2 for 2 in that leadoff spot. And he's also stole 2 bases. Stolen bases 6 and 7 on the season for Boston. See if Nipper can get him this time. 3-9. He does not. He walks him, and that's going to put runners at first and second. Well, he can't steal now because Manrique's in front of him, so the stolen base string is going to be gone. But White Sox again threaten first and second, 1 out for Gary Reedus, not into temptation. 6-8, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. They were not holding Manrique on, so the shortstop Romero will keep his 3E10. He does not lose a number on his range because he's not responsible for holding anybody. So a 3E10, but the double die comes up as a 5 again. Boy, the double die is striking hard. 3 and a 5 is a G3 pound. So since he was not holding anybody, the G3 will be good. The pound's ignored. But that's a 16, and that could be trouble by itself. Romero's an E10. E10, and there's a 16 right there. Called it right there. 16. 1 base error on Romero. So maybe he did field that like Cesar Romero, because now the bases are loaded. Not only do they not get the double play, they don't even get an out. Bases are loaded with only 1 out for Harold Baines. Baines has popped to first base twice. He's found the 4-9 result twice. .6-3 this time. It's a ballpark single. That's not good if you're the pitcher because a 19 is a single, and that is a 19, but he fits it in. Harold Baines, an RBI single. It's a 1-star advancement on ballpark singles. It is now 4-0 in favor of Chicago. Now the Boston bullpen is starting to stir down there. Let's look at their bullpen on the computer and see who has the most rest or who needs the rest. Let's take a peek ski here. Wes Gardner's got pretty good rest. One guy that they've been overusing a little bit is Steve Crawford, so we won't use him. Tom Bolton's got plenty of rest. So if you want to go lefty, you got Bolton. You want to go righty, you got Gardner. So those are their options. After Hasse, you got a lot of right-handed hitters coming up, though. So, but now you got Walker and Hasse, a couple of lefties. They're going to pull the trigger. They're going to take Nipper out right now. They're not going to mess around. They will go to Joe Sambito to try to get him out of the inning. former Astro closer Joe Sambito. Far from those days now, though. So Sambito, he's a -5 hold, which makes him a -5. Not that the White Sox are going to steal right now, but at least that's something positive to be said about the Red Sox. So Sambito will be coming on. We'll do the numbers on Nipper at the end of the inning when all the runs are tallied. Bases are loaded, 1 out for Ozzie Guillen. The infield is, boy, they're going to play. They're going to play for the double play. They need outs in the worst way. Sambito to Guillen, lefty on lefty, 4-7. Ground ball, second base X. Marty Barrett has a chance to turn the double play if he can get a cooperative double die. 2-11. 2-20, he did it, but that 16 might come and bite him. It's a G1, so it would be a double play, assuming there's no error. But you can't assume that when you roll a 16 on the 3D6s. Barrett's an E11. 15, 17, and 18, he just did avoid it. 16. He did not get the 16. So Sambito comes in and gets why is Ozzie Guillen up there? That didn't make any sense. Why would he be there? Should have been Walker. Why did I have Guillen up here? Now I'm confused about what role I had. But it was a lefty on lefty anyway with Greg Walker. So the ground ball second base X still stands. It's a 4-6-3 double play. I just had the cards mixed up there for whatever reason. But fortunately, it was on the pitcher card, so it came out the same. There was no error. There was no error on my part. It was an error on my part, but it didn't affect anything. 1 run is in for the Chicago White Sox, but it could have been a lot worse. Sambito came in and did the job on the double play. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Still, it's now 4-0, but it obviously could have been a lot worse. Sorry about the snafu there. Hello, Jeremiah. Good to see you. So we'll get the final numbers on Nipper. He's going to go 3 1/3, give up 8 hits and 4 runs. They are all earned. 2 walks and a strikeout. So the error up here didn't affect what was going on down here because of that base hit by Baines. So that made that run earned regardless. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Bannister now given a 4-0 lead. Be facing Baylor, Rice, and Buckner. And before I go any further, we need some more coffee while it's still hot. Not exactly wet in the whistle, but it is smooth going down. I will say that. To borrow Mr. Guterman's famous phrase, that's some good coffee. All right, here is Don Baylor. 112, and that's a foul out to Hassey, 1 away. Here's Jimbo Rice. 4-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. We are looking at Manrique, 3E13. 3 3, that's trouble. Double die strikes again. 3 3, but he will not get to it's a single, and that's a 17, so that could be its own problems. Manrique an E13 and a 17. There is no 17. There's a 14 and 18, but no 17. So it won't be an error. It'll just be a single for Rice. And for Rice, that's his first hit of the game. Brings up Billy Buck, who did single his first time up. Rice, no threat to run, will not be held. 2-5, lefty on lefty, and that is a ground ball third base A. That's an around the horn 5-4-3 double play. Second double play turned by the White Sox. And when you don't have speed on the bases and you can't send the runners, you're going to end up hitting into these double plays. That's the difference between the White Sox and the Red Sox. The White Sox had some speed. They could move runners up and avoid the double play. But Boston, station to station, they're going to roll right into those things. So we go to the 5th, 4-0 Chicago. Ron Hassey steps to the plate, lefty on lefty against Sambito. 6-12, and that's a fly ball right field X. We're looking at Henderson, a 2E16. 2 and 11, he'll get to it. The E16 and the 11 might be problems. We'll find out. E16. There is a 12 and a 13, but no 11. So fortunately for the Red Sox, Henderson was able to make that play, and they retire Hasse. One away for Carlton Fisk. Pudge is 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI. 4-6 against Sambito is trouble for Sambito. 1 to 8's a triple, 9 to 20 is a double. That is a double for Fisk. So Fisk now a single and a double. And that brings up Tim Hewlett. Sambito trying to get out of this. 6-4, and that's a catcher X. That is Gedman. He's a 3E15. A lot of X chances on these Red Sox cards. 3 and 18 should be okay, even for a catcher. Probably some sort of a G2 or something. Let's see here. 3 and an 18 for a catcher is a G3, actually. So the runner's going to advance. That's a 12, and he's an E15. There's an 11 and a 15, but no 12, so no error on the play. It's just a G3 ground out, so the runner will advance. Little number, Gedman's only play is to first. Fisk will go over to third base now on that ground out by Hewlett. 2 away. And that sends up Fred Manrique. Manrique singled his last chance. 5-3. He's going to strike out right here to end the inning. So Sambito does his job. Keeps the White Sox at bay, but his team's not getting many runs. Bannister seems to be in control of this game, leading it 4-0. And Dave Henderson, the batter. 6-12. Ground ball first base C. Walker will flip to Bannister covering. 1 away. There's Marty Barrett. 2-7, and that's a ground ball to short. Guillen has it. 2 down. Bannister just working on that ERA, lowering it and lowering it. It's down to 2.15 right now in the replay. After 4 2/3 innings of shutout pitching. Here's Gedman. 6-11, and that's a ground ball first base X Walker. 3E10. 3E10 to 3 and an 8 should be okay. I don't think that should be any problems. 3 and an 8 is a G3, which is good enough. That's a 7, and he is an E10. Shouldn't be any problem there. Nope, it's not. Another 3-1 ground out. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Red Sox in the 5th. We go to the 6th. It's still 4-0 Chicago. Sambito is in to face Guillen and Boston. A couple of lefties coming up, so they'll leave him in there. It's 1-9 for Guillen. He's going to ground it to short. And Romero will make the play. Brings up Boston. He's reached base all 3 times. 2 singles and a walk, 2 stolen bases, and runs scored. I'd say it's pretty good for a leadoff guy. 3-7, but this time he will strike out against the lefty. He did all those other things against Nipper. So that's 2 down for Gary Reedus. 2 outs, bases clear. 3-8, and that's a 1-12 single. That's a 6, so it's a base hit for Gary Reedus. Reedus has a chance to get the lead. He will have to deal with a -4 hold, or -5 hold, though. But that first number is a 19, so it makes it awful enticing. Needs a 2-3-6, does not get it. And here's Harold Baines. Baines, your batter. Lefty on lefty, 5-9. Struck him out. So Sambito keeps it going. And we go to the bottom of the 6th, still 4-0. Floyd Bannister out. Will face the top of the order. Burks, Romero, and Boggs. Burks is 0 for 2. 5-10. Ballpark Blast. Home runs are 1 to 10 for righties. That's an 8. Ellis Burks will go deep. And the Red Sox are finally on the board. Ellis Burks, let's look at it again on the replay. 5-10. Right-handed is that diamond shot. Ballpark effects 1 to 10. That's an 8. And Burks has normal power, both lefties and righties. So second home run of the season for Burks. RBI number 8 puts the Red Sox on the board. Now it's just 4 to 1. Sometimes that first run is the hardest one to get. So now they broke that string. Let's see if the Red Sox can pull a little closer. 5-12. That's a split chance. 1 to 8's a single. That's a 1. So base hit for Romero. I'm not pulling for the Red Sox or the White Sox. I just like to see a close game. So that's the only reason I said that. I am not a Red Sox fan. I'm not a Red Sox hater. I don't really care one way or the other. All right, here is Wade Boggs. For 8 for Boggs against Bannister is a strikeout. There's a dot there, but he's not tired yet. Only the second strikeout for Bannister. Only his second strikeout. That'll bring up Baylor. Designated hitter, Mr. Hit by Pitch. 6'10", and that's going to be a ground ball third base X. We're looking at Hewlett, but he is a 4 E22. 4 and a 5, double die strikes again. That's going to get through for a base hit. Question is how many stars? 4 and a 5 is a 1 star. So 1 star single, and that's a 14, and he's an E22. E22, there's a 14 right there. So not only is it the single, it's a single plus an error. And that'll put runners at second and third. Baylor reaches on the single, and then the E4 from Hewlett. E5 rather from Hewlett. And runners are at second and third. Second and third, 1 out for Jim Rice. Boy, just not even a home run, just a base hit gets him right back in this ball game. Hello, Miss Kathy. Good to see you, and you'll be happy to know I do have some coffee still warm, and I'm consuming as we play. All right, so Jim Rice, second, third, 1 out. Infield is back. White Sox need some outs. Rice is 1 for 2. 1-7, and that's a strikeout and a huge one for Floyd Bannister, his third of the game. And now that brings up Bill Buckner in a clutch situation. Buckner has singled and grounded into a double play. In the clutch for Buckner against lefties, he will gain a hit on 2-6. Everything else, he is neutral. That's a 2-8. He just missed the 2-6, but 2-8 is a line out to short to end the inning. So Bannister gives up the home run to Burks, but that was it. He pitches around the Hewlett error. At the end of 6, it's Chicago 4 and Boston 1. And more left on base for the Red Sox. That may be their bugaboo. Zambito will come back out. He's not known for a lot of length, but facing these lefties, they're going to leave him in there to face these lefties, but the bullpen is ready. Bringing a right-hander is Boston. And that right-hander will be Wes Gardner. He'll be coming in. They're going to let Zambito face Walker and Hassey. But when Fisk comes up, they're going to use Wes Gardner. So Zambito has 2 more batters to face. First one is Greg Walker. The 6'8", left-handed struck him out. Boy, Zambito is really pitching well. It says he's tired now. That's kind of weird to get a strikeout. Now you're tired. But okay, whatever you say. Here's Hassey, 5-3. It's a fly ball left field X. That's unfortunately that's Carlton Fisk. He's a 4 E16. This could be trouble. No, I'm sorry. It's left field. It's Red Sox. It's Jim Rice, 4 E7. Not bad. 4E7. 4 and a 16, the double die cooperates. 4 and a 16, Rice will get to it. That's an 8, and he is an E7, so it shouldn't be any problem. It is not. And that's 2 away. And that'll do it for Sambito. They will make the move to Wes Gardner, right, for the right-handers coming up. But boy, Sambito pitched his butt off on that one, that's for sure. Kept his team right in the game. That's all you can ask. And Wes Gardner will be coming on. Let's get the numbers on Sambito and bring in Wes Gardner on the computer at the same time. We can multitask around here. It's amazing. So Gardner on the replay is 1-0 with a save, 6.94 earned run average. He had a 5.42 real world. 23 innings pitched, 34 hits, 10 walks, 21 strikeouts. And we'll go to the box score and get the full results on the wonderful outing by Joe Sambito. Sambito went 3 1/3, so he's definitely got to rest probably 2 days, just to be fair. 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. I mean, that can't do much better than that. So we go to the top of the 7th, or sorry, we're in 2 outs in the top of the 7th for Carlton Fisk. 2 outs, base is empty. Whoops, hopping dice. We got to re-roll that. That's a 2-6 for Fisk, and he's going to ground it to short, and that will end the inning. So we go to the 7th inning stretch. Score is 4-1. Coffee's still warm, so I don't need to take a stretch break to warm my coffee up. So we're going to keep driving down the highway in this one. So let's put in this result for Fisk, a ground ball to short. So Gardner off to a good start. And now Bannister, this is his fatigue inning, number 7. So we'll keep an eye on his fatigue. Of course, the computer will tell me as well. Here's the Hindu, Dave Henderson, 2-6, and he's going to have a 1-2 single, but that's a 10, so he lines it again. And there's 1 away for Marty Barrett. Barrett 1 for 2. That's a 6-5 against Bannister. That's a fly to center field. 2 away for Rich Gedman. 3-9, and he's going to strike out to end the inning. So Bannister keeps full endurance. He doesn't lose anything on his endurance after getting those strikeouts. That's strikeout number 4 for him through 7 innings. We will go to the 8th inning. Score still 4-1. Kind of low scoring compared to Fenway Park being such a good hitter's park. You would think you get more runs, but not like Boston hasn't had chances. They've left a lot of guys on base. So here is Tim Hewlett. He will lead off the top of the 8th. Gardner, 3-3 to Hewlett, pops it up to short. Romero is there, if I could write a 6 properly. As you all know, my penmanship is definitely a weak point among many that I have, but penmanship is definitely one of them. Manrique, 5-5, and that is a fly to center, 2 down. So Gardner pitching well in relief as well. The maligned Red Sox bullpen is showing up and representing in this game. He's Guillen, 4-7, 1-16 single. That's a 20, so it's a line out to Marty Barrett to end the inning. How about that for Gardner? Gardner's gone an inning and a third, and retired all 4 he has faced, so he will definitely come back out for the 9th. Come back out for the 8th is Bannister. His fatigue was a 7, but he's got full endurance. He hasn't given up anything. And he'll face the top of the order, Burks, Romero, and Boggs. Pinch hitting is now allowed because we are in the later innings. But there's not much on the bench. Now, at some point, we could bring in Dwight Evans to pinch hit. The other good pitcher they have is Greenwell, but he's a lefty. So they want to save him in case they have to face one of the closers or something like that. But Evans is sitting there waiting to be used if necessary. Right now, here's Burks. 6-9, and that's a line out to first. Greg Walker snags it. One away, and here's Romero. 2-11, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 5. I was going to pinch hit for Romero, but he was 2 for 3 in the game, and he's a 272 hitter real world, so I didn't see any reason to pinch hit for him at that point. I want to save the good pinch hitters when you got people on base and they can do damage. All right, here's Boggs. 5-10. Catcher X, that's Hassey. He's a 4-E2. 4-2. That could be an infield hit. Double die strikes again. 4-2 is a W/G, so it looks like it's probably a ground out of some sort. I'm sorry, 4-2. W/G, that's a total of 6, and he is an E2, so that's not a problem. So W/G, I'm assuming is a ground out because there's no one on base to have a wild pitch for. So squib in front of the plate, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. So Bannister going for the complete game. Why not? He leads at 4-1. Will be righties coming up, but he's taking care of them pretty well. They will have, I believe, check the White Sox. I think let me see who they're. They have a kind of a committee closer. They've got Thigpen and they've got James. Thigpen is at 110% of his pitching, and James is at 122%. So if they had to go to somebody, it would be Thigpen. He's pitched 22 innings. James has only pitched 15, but he didn't pitch as many in real world either. So 10 saves on the season for James, 16 saves for Thigpen. So if they need him, Bobby Thigpen will be the pitcher coming in the 9th. Right now, Gardner is going to be facing Boston, Reedus, and Baines. 2 out of 3 are lefties. They could bring in Bolton, but Gardner's pitching so well. Why would you take him out? Here's the pitch, 2-3, and that's a pop up to first base. And Mr. Buckner, since it wasn't a ground ball that he had to bend down for, he was able to catch that and didn't go through his legs or anything. Here's Gary Reedus, right fielder in this game. 3-6, and that's a base on balls. First walk issued by Gardner. Gardner, that -5 on his hold rating makes him a -5 again down here. So if Reedus wants to go, he's still going to try to get that lead. He needs a 2 through 6. And he gets the 6, so he's going to go 19, being held as a 17, -5's a 12. 1 to 12, he steals it. And he's got caught stealing. Wow. Gedman threw him out. Rich Gedman threw him out. So 2 down, and Harold Baines steps to the plate with the bases empty. 3-7 for Baines against the righty, and he struck him out. So Gardner did very well there as well. So we go to the 9th, bottom of the 9th rather, last chance for the Red Sox as they trail it 4-1. Bannister going for the complete game, but Bobby Thigpen is loosening in the bullpen just in case. Due up for the Red Sox, it's the middle part of the order, Baylor, Rice, and Buckner. And, of course, they do have Greenwell to pinch hit, and they've got Dwight Evans that can pinch hit. So there's several options there they can go to. And now here's Baylor. 1-5, and that's a pop-up to short. Kean is there. 1 away for Jimbo Rice. Jim Rice. Oops. This thing on the computer correct here. Get up there. Jim Rice on the game is 1 for 3. 5-7, and that is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Guillen. He's a 2E21. 2-20, he'll get to that. E21 and an 11. Don't know if an 11 is a problem or not. We shall find out. E21 is a shortstop. There's a 6, 15, and 17, no 11. So good play for Guillen. 2 down, and they will pinch hit for Buckner. And they will use Dwight Evans off the bench to pinch hit for Buckner. So Evans will pinch hit for Bill Buckner. Last gasp effort for the Red Sox. And we'll get the numbers on Evans on the replay. Buckner finishes this game 1 for 3. Evans on the replay hitting 336, 6 homers, 30 driven in. He hit 305 real world. So Evans trying to get something started. Bannister going for that complete game. 4-4. Fly ball, center field X. It's up to Daryl Boston. He's a 3-E-4. 3 and 18, he'll get to it. E4 and a 6 is probably not going to be an issue. This should be the game. E4 and a 6. There is no 6. There's a 4 and a 16, but that's it. So that's your ball game. Floyd Bannister, a complete game victory. 4-1 Chicago over the Red Sox. And we will go to the computer to get the final tallies on all the pitchers and wrap this thing up and look forward to the next game in the replay. So with the victory, Alan Bannister goes to 5-0, and he lowers his ERA to 2.14 on the replay. He went 9 innings, 8 hits. The only run he allowed was the home run to Burks. No walks and 5 strikeouts. He was large and in charge the whole day. Nipper, the loser, drops to 4-4. Gardner does go 2 1/3. So that means Sambito and Gardner both will have to rest in the next game. He gave up nothing. He did walk 1. Final line score for the White Sox: 4 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. White Sox left on 8, and the Red Sox left on 5. So actually Chicago left more runners on than Boston did. Well, a couple of double plays took care of some of those runners as well. For the Red Sox, that would have been there. But Floyd Bannister, he is the man. 16-11 in the real season with a 3.58 ERA, but in the replay, he's 5-0 with a 2.14 earned run average. Chicago, with the win, evens their record back to 19-19 and puts them right in position for the AL West. So looking at the standings, with that victory, Chicago now is only a game and a half back of Oakland. Same in the loss column. Oakland is 22-19. Chicago is 19-19. So they're tied in the loss column, but they're a game and a half back officially. Kansas City is in between them. Kansas City is 20-18, and we will see Kansas City tomorrow. That'll be the game tomorrow morning in the replay. The next game will be from the deep in the heart of Texas. It'll be the Kansas City Royals against the Texas Rangers. Bud Black for the Royals against Charlie Huff for the Texas Rangers. That'll be tomorrow morning around 9 o'clock. See if Kansas City wins. They will tie for first place in the American League West. But that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Strat-O-Matic Super Advanced from Fenway Park. The 3 runs by the White Sox in the first held up, and Floyd Bannister made them hold up. And he pitches a gem to go to 5-0. Sean, there's never wrong to make more coffee, I wouldn't think. So I do appreciate everybody that came in and spent part of your Tuesday morning with me. It makes it more fun for me when there's people around to chat with and get comments from. I'm watching some of you guys' comments. I'm not necessarily commenting on them per se because I'm trying to concentrate on the game, but it is nice to see some of those comments, and I am following on what people are saying. Just don't necessarily regurgitate it on the stream. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys being here and being a part of this replay. It's a long way to go. We're only at game 279, so, and I think it's like 1,000 games or something at least to get through the whole American League. So it'll be a while. It'll be next year at this time, probably still going on, but we'll not in any rush. There's no rush to this, so just take it one game at a time, as they say. And again, next game tomorrow morning will be Kansas City at Texas. Tonight, it'll be the last game in the Demolition League's third block, where everybody gets to play their seventh game. There's only been two teams to only play 6 games, and that is Toronto and Kansas City. So we're going to get Kansas City tonight, 2024 Kansas City tonight, 1987 Kansas City tomorrow. So if you like Kansas City, you're in the right place. Don't know who the starters are going to be yet for the Kansas City-Toronto game. I haven't pulled the cards out and figured that out yet. Don't know the lineups, of course, because we need to do the injuries and the rest rolls and all that stuff. So if you like seeing all that take place, check out tonight around 9 o'clock for the Royals and the Blue Jays from Kansas City. So one last time, thank you all for being here. Appreciate your support and encouragement and chat and companionship as we get through this thing. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.